Hi everyone, myself Dr. Vaithiyasubramanian from HIMT. In this video, we are going to discuss about a very important topic in Firstaid, named as body structure and functions. Let us first start with heart. So first thing is heart is placed in the center and left side of the chest. This is the one many people think heart is only on the left side completely. And that mistake is done while doing CPR also. They keep hand on the left side of the chest and keep on doing chest compression and breaking the rib cage. The placement of heart is the center and left side of the chest, extending from second to sixth rib. How many pairs of ribs we have? See, this is called rib cage. Totally we have 12 pairs of ribs. So every rib starts from spine in the back and it attaches the front, the center bone in the chest named as sternum or breastbone. Very strong bone. Totally 10 pairs of ribs have back attachment with the spine and front attachment with sternum. The last two ribs you see here, the 11th and 12th ribs, they do have only back attachment with the spine. They don't have the front attachment with the sternum. That's why these two ribs are called as floating ribs. The extension of heart is like this. Center and left side of the chest. Center and left side. Not fully on the left side. Point number 3. Made up of involuntary muscle. What do you mean by involuntary muscle? The muscle which is not under our control, which is directly under the control of brain. This is called involuntary muscle. There are certain muscles which are under our control. It's called voluntary, like arm muscle, thigh muscles, forearm muscles, hand muscles, like that. But this muscle, heart muscle, is not under our control. That is why it is named as involuntary muscle. And heart has got 4 chambers and 4 valves. See, this is the extension from second to sixth rib. 4 chambers. This is chamber 1, this is chamber 2, this is chamber 3, and this is chamber 4. This is how externally heart looks like exactly inside our body. This is the internal view. Okay. RA means right atrium, LA means left atrium, upper 2 chambers in the heart. RV means the right ventricle, and LV is left ventricle, lower 2 chambers in the heart. You can see one wall of partition inside heart. So inside, heart is divided into 2 portions, right portions and left portion. What is the necessity for this wall of partition? Because the right portion of the heart carries blood without oxygen. Left portion of the heart carries blood with oxygen. So these two blood, without oxygen, with oxygen blood, not supposed to mix. That's why we have a wall of partition inside heart. You might have heard a condition called hole in the heart, very common term. But hole is not externally here, hole is in the wall. Inside the heart, the wall, separation wall. So during it, usually that type of defect happens from birth, and that child, what happens depending on the defect, it's blood from right goes to left blood from left comes to right. Mixing of these oxygenated and deoxygenated blood happens. So that is a defect to be corrected. So there's a wall which separates right portion and left portion. So that deoxygenated blood, which is in the right half of the heart, and oxygenated blood in the left of the half of the heart, won't mix together. Okay, I'll come back to heart after finishing lungs. Then blood vessels. We have 3 types of blood vessels: artery, vein, capillary. All 3 carry blood, but why named differently? Very simple. Heart works like motor pump. What is the basic mechanism of a motor pump? Suction and discharge, isn't it? Same thing apply here. So discharge side tubes are arteries. In that way, easily you can remember. Veins are doing suction work. Capillary is connecting these suction and discharge tubes. Artery is doing discharge work. Discharge work means what? It carries blood from heart to other parts of the body. And vein is opposite, from other parts back to heart. Nowhere it changes from head to foot. People will tell artery carries oxygenated blood, vein carries a deoxygenated blood. That difference also goes wrong in one place. But this definition is unique. From head to foot, artery carries blood from heart to other parts of the body. Vein is opposite, taking blood from other parts back to heart. And what is the role of capillaries? This is connecting artery and vein, helps to transfer the blood from artery to vein. See here, this is a diagram which you can easily able to understand. For you to understand, I have just given the coloring, but internally there is no color differentiation between these 3. So in this slide, a red color indicates artery, a blue color indicates vein. In between tube, they are called capillaries. So blood comes out from heart. Through artery, it is being taken to all parts of the body. What is the main work of blood circulation? Supplying oxygen to all parts of the body. That is the main work of blood circulation. So when blood comes from out heart through artery, it carries blood to all parts and distributing oxygen to all parts of the body. At one stage, what happens? The oxygen level in the artery almost becomes nil, going to become nil. So during that time, what happens? Through capillaries, blood slowly gets transferred to nearby vein. Whenever oxygen level in the artery reduces, almost going to become 0, during that time it passes through nearby capillaries, enters into nearby vein, and once it enters into vein, I already told you the direction of blood flow in vein is towards heart. So automatically blood goes back to heart. Again absorbs oxygen, comes out for another rotation. This is how 4 to 6 liters blood what we have is being circulated as long as heart motor pump is working. We have the arteries, veins, capillaries from head to foot everywhere. Only the size does matter. Certain places the diameter is more, certain places diameter is less, that's all. There are many arteries, many veins, many capillaries, but only one name you remember, the most important artery in our body, name is aorta, A-O-R-T-A, aorta. So this is the aorta. This is heart, all of you know. From there, aorta starts, takes a U-turn, runs behind heart and comes up to navel. And then from the navel, it divides into 2 branches. So each goes to each leg. And here, few branches go to brain and 1 branch to right upper limb and 1 branch to left upper limb. Few branches in the chest, few branches in abdomen. So this is the main trunk. The name is aorta, the longest and thickest artery in our body. Very important artery. What is a nerve? Nerve carries signals from brain to other parts and other parts back to brain. Many people, when you show this, you can see if you lines in our tubes in our hand. Tubes in our hand, both the hands, sometimes in legs. Many people, if you ask them what is this, they say a nerve. They come to doctor and say, doctor, he give injection in the nerve. Nerve is cut, it is bleeding. These are all wrong statements. Nerve never carries blood, then how they will bleed? The nerve you cannot see transparently anywhere outside. Is a tube which is connecting brain to other parts of the body and carrying signals like electrical wires carrying electrical signals. Here in our body, nerves carry electrical signals from brain, signals from brain to other parts. There are a lot of motor signals like and sensory signals like vision, smell, speech, taste, hearing. Motor signals means movements of all the organs. So these are the signals coming from brain to other parts, and same way from other parts back to brain. Example for other parts to back to brain is when your urinary bladder is full of urine, automatically nerve sends message to brain. That from urinary bladder, message goes to brain, and we get that urge for passing urination. So don't get confused between blood vessels and nerves. Both are two different systems. Artery, vein, and capillary comes under circulatory system. Blood carrying oxygen and other parts to all nutrients, etc., to all parts of the body. Nerves comes under nervous system, which keeps brain as center and work, sending signals to all parts of the body. Now we are going to discuss about respiratory system. So we have a projection in the neck that is named as Adam apple. Approximate landmark from where two pipelines come down. One is a windpipe, other one is foot pipe. So here we are going to discuss about windpipe. So this is the windpipe. It's exactly in the starting from Adam's apple plane, coming straight down almost up to the center of the chest, and there it gets divided into two branches. Each enters into respective lungs. We discussed already heart is extending from first rib to sixth rib. No, and this is our lungs exact placement. See here, there's a right lung, there's left lung in between heart, and this is the windpipe, dividing into two branches. These are exactly lungs and heart are present in our body, inside the chest. So exactly level divided two branches and enters into respective lung. Now, extension of heart is second rib to sixth rib, isn't it? Extension of lung muscle is from approximately first to sixth, sometimes up to seventh rib also. The lung capacity differs from person to person. Little bit, not much. So here, a right lung is having three lobes. Lobe 1, lobe 2, lobe 3. Left lung is having two lobes, lobe 1 and lobe 2. This is how heart is placed in the center. Okay, this slide also, you can see there is the exact position of heart in between the pair of lungs. So what is the main purpose of respiratory system? Breathing. So what we breathe in and what we breathe out. We breathe in 21% oxygen, 78% nitrogen, and 1% mixed. Approximately, little bit 0.3, 0.1% less or more is possible. Breathe out. Breathing in is called inhalation. Breathing out is called exhalation. Many people think exhaled air, that is, breathe out air contains only carbon dioxide. It's not like that. We have 16% oxygen, and then 83% combination of nitrogen and carbon dioxide together, and 1% is mixed. So what's the message from this slide? We breathe in 21% oxygen, breathe out 16% oxygen. Approximately 21 minus 16 5% oxygen is getting stored in our lungs every inhalation and exhalation process. So lungs is like oxygen storing tank. And the heart is motor pump. Both needs to be connected. Okay. We have the house motor pump and also water sump. Both needs to be connected. If not, what is the purpose in having these two? Same here. Heart is motor pump, lungs is oxygen storing tank. Both needs to be connected. For you to understand, I made a slide like this. This is lungs, right lung, left lung. There's a heart, there's the right two chambers, the left two chambers, and this is capillaries. All of them we already discussed. I'm going to connect now heart and lungs. Okay. Here also in this slide, I've given a blue color shade and a red color shade is under. For you to understand better, the red color indicates blood without oxygen, and the red color, the blue color indicates blood without oxygen. The red color indicates blood with oxygen. Again, I repeat, blue color in this slide indicates blood without oxygen. A red color indicates blood with oxygen. This is all only for you to understand. Internally, there is no color difference at all. Okay. Now, you can see the blood coming from other parts, entering into chamber 1, which does not contain oxygen, then comes to chamber 2. Just follow the arrow mark, and then it goes to lungs, picks up oxygen. I told you already, 21% minus 16, 5% oxygen is getting stored in our lungs every breathe in and breathe out process. So blood absorbs that oxygen, then it becomes, that means this is oxygenated blood. From here, it cannot go to all parts of the body because lungs force is not sufficient. It comes again back to heart, chamber number 3, then to chamber number 4. And through the very important artery named as aorta, blood is being carried to all parts of the body, distributing oxygen to each and every cell in the body. Slowly, the oxygen level keeps on reducing. At one stage, when the oxygen level almost going to become nil, through capillaries, enters into nearby vein, again comes back to chamber 1, chamber 2, goes to lungs, absorbs oxygen, again comes to chamber 3, chamber 4, out through aorta. So this is how 4 to 6 liters blood what we have getting circulated as long as this heart and lungs are working. So this is how the heart lungs functioning. Then we move on to diaphragm. Heart, lungs, arteries, veins these are very common terms. You might have heard about it very frequently, but diaphragm mostly is not a very familiar term. What is diaphragm? It's a muscle which is coming at the level of around 7th rib. The muscle of wall of partition, where what does it partition? It is a partition between chest and abdomen. All the structures present above diaphragm comes in chest, and all the structure present below diaphragm comes in abdomen. So it's a wall of partition between chest and abdomen. See here, this is the diaphragm, the wall of partition between chest and abdomen. So what is the necessity of diaphragm? What is the function of diaphragm? 2 functions mainly. One, it helps in respiration, especially exhalation process, breathing out process, it helps mainly. And second, in abdomen, we have more than around 300 ml fluid in abdomen. I'm not talking about the fluid what we drink. In the abdomen, externally, we have around 300 ml water. In that water, only all abdominal organs are floating. That fluid not supposed to enter into chest. For that only, we have this wall of partition named as diaphragm. So that's why we have been heard, what happens in a steering wheel impact. That's why it is very important to wear seat belt. Otherwise, the person, mainly the driver's seat, hits the steering wheel. What happens? This ribs will break, and then the broken rib can puncture the diaphragm. Once the diaphragm gets punctured, water from abdomen enters into chest. Slowly breathing stops. This is what is happening in steering wheel impact. At the same time, you can see a different shadow I've given in the slide, because we cannot separate the chest and abdomen totally. There are two openings here in this. Two tubes start from chest and pass through these two openings. One is a foot pipe starting at the level of Adam's apple in parallel to windpipe, and that passes exactly runs behind the sternum, passing through this opening, entering into abdomen. Another tube is aorta. That is a very important artery, I told you already. That starts from heart and passing through an opening in diaphragm, entering into abdomen. So diaphragm helps in respiration and prevents the entry of water from abdomen into chest. And there is a small two openings in the top of the diaphragm. Through one opening, foot pipe passes through. Other opening, aorta passes through. Not even a drop of fluid from abdomen can enter into chest through that opening. It's totally sealed by those two pipelines. Now we are going to discuss about abdomen organs. Let us first start with liver. The most important organ. Every organ is important. Because certain organs we can survive even that organ doesn't function. But there are certain organs we need for our survival. So liver is one among that. Where is liver placed? Just below the right dome of the diaphragm. See here, this is the exact placement of liver. It little bit extends out to the left side also, crossing the center line. Triangle in shape, firm to hard in consistency, very strong organ. This is an exact human liver. See, a right lobe, left lobe. Liver has got two lobes. So right lobe is a bigger one, very important one, and left lobe is smaller one, equally important. Okay. So extension is from 8th through 10th rib. I told you already, we can see only 10 pairs of ribs from front. The liver is extending from approximately 8th to 10th rib. So liver won't come out of the rib cage. It won't come out of the rib cage. The 10th rib, it's finished. If it comes out, if you're able to feel the liver outside in this place, not here in this place, that means there is some abnormality. Usually we write in the case sheet of the patient, liver not felt. That doesn't mean liver is not there. Liver not felt means it's a normal one. Liver is not enlarged. That is the meaning of that. Fine. So what are the functions of liver? Earlier I told you, without liver, survival is not possible. So it is doing some life-saving functions. What are the three basic needs for us to survive? Air, water, food, isn't it? And this food part is totally controlled by liver. Food means what? It contains mainly carbohydrates. Metabolism of carbohydrates happens in liver and it is being converted into energy. Metabolism meaning breaking down. Liver has got some enzymes. Those enzymes help in metabolism of carbohydrates, converting into energy. And all of us know there's the partner of a cell. We have a powerhouse. It's been stored there. And second important content of food is protein. Dals, cereals, white part of the fish, there are many fruits rich in protein, which helps in growth and which helps to improve our immune system. Immune system means defense system, fighting against the infectious organism. Very important. See, you take nowadays, last 2 years, no, horrible years for us, suffered with COVID. 130 crores people, the population of India, all 130 crore didn't get COVID. Definitely more than 100 crores might have got exposed to that virus, but only around 30 to 40 crores got this COVID positive, became COVID positive, exposed to that virus and became COVID positive. Remaining people, what might have happened, the COVID and immune system no, fight might have happened, and immune system has defeated COVID. So our immune system has to be very strong. So they got exposed, and since their immune system is so strong, so that any infectious organism enters into our body can get killed. So to keep our immune system strong, we have to take the proper amount of protein what we need. And doesn't mean we have to take more protein. More protein is also not good. Always, whenever in a year, once in a year, at least once in 2 years, you have to meet a person called dietitian. So depending on the type of work you do, they will tell about how much calories to be taken every day. Even we follow exact 100% following, very difficult. 75 to 85% we follow their advice. We can lead a very healthy life. Many people, they don't know there is a person called dietitian. So finally, start from now. Fat acts like a lubricant. It's like an oil in an engine. Without oil, engine will cease. No, same thing happens in human body. Blood moves inside arteries, veins, capillaries. For this movement, we need some lubrication. That is a fat. Usually we call it as cholesterol, medical term. So more cholesterol is also not good. It will go and block some arteries, leading to some problems like heart attack, etc. Less cholesterol is also not good. Movement of blood becomes sluggish. So optimal level of cholesterol has to be maintained. Then comes vitamins and minerals playing supportive role. Like we have to take fruits and more good vegetables. Nowadays, younger generation knows only one vegetable named as potato. So that doesn't have much of vitamins and minerals. They don't know about green vegetables at all. The fruits, mainly apple is good. At least amla, that is gooseberry. It's called poor man's apple. Some supplements are required every day. Younger age, no need to take a vitamin tablet like that. We can take fruits and vegetables and improve our vitamin and minerals level in the body. Then comes alcohol. This is also getting metabolized in the liver. That's why alcohol abuse damages liver cells. Then comes medicine. Drugs means don't think is drug addicted. The medicines related to drug addiction. Drugs means any medicine taken in wrong quantities, in more quantities, will damage liver cells. So alcohol abuse and drug abuse damages liver cells. So these are the functions of liver. Now we move on to the next organ, named as gallbladder. This is a very small organ situated just below liver. The color of that organ is also a greenish yellow color. See, this is gallbladder. This liver, just below that, gallbladder. Color is also same, greenish yellow color. What does it produce? It produces a digestive fluid named as bile. Bile is containing digestive enzymes. It helps for digestion, especially fat digestion. See, liver is a very important organ for us to survive. If gallbladder creates any life-threatening problem, example like stones in gallbladder, severe infection of gallbladder, we usually cut the gallbladder and throw it out. A person can survive without gallbladder, but definitely that whenever that person takes some oily, spicy food, that person can able to feel the absence of gallbladder. That is why after the removal of gallbladder, we will give them some medicines that will compensate for the absence of gallbladder. Fat metabolism mainly happens by bile. The bile is produced in gallbladder. We are removing gallbladder because life is more priority than digestion. That is why we usually remove. Otherwise, we don't touch. This is the main function of gallbladder, producing bile. Bile helps for fat digestion. So with this, I finished the first part of the body structure and functions. The next, I will come back with the second part. Thank you.